The wizard, you say? Sounds good to me. Lead the way.
Agreed.
Capitulo, come along. What the hell just happened out there? Orcs? Bloody orcs? Come, let's go back to the trench. Source hunters had that big groups.
My life is ebbing away.
Eternal sight!
Those orcs had a human commander.
Damn traitor.
How very
Where are
curious.
Bibius and Junius?
And
They here to
disquieting.
fight?
Taken before his time.
Filthy
Far
beasts, I'll
before his
kill the
time.
last.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Meet my other half, Hunter. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Enough demons going. Cast the gaze instead upon my fair, silent death.
So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed. But to be frank, She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow.
Listen, she's purring.
What fool would trust a two-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore? An orc in love. Ha! When this little chatting fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Come now, enough doom and gloom.
Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way up. The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of us. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's mane.
What fool would trust a two-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore?
I like you much better with your guts on the floor.
A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like... And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The Orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat. And it shows we've cordoned off the western beach where most Orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You could, but of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found... Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the... And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck.
Sects, undead, orcs.
Come on, mate! Put your back into it!
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
The ship raising even higher. 7 times as buckets we got.
greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope?
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicily? Name's Conrad. Cargo trader, sea captain, an expert in all things nautical. Folks across Andervale, those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack on a city where a great wizard resides. I'll tell you, the only time I'd consider waging a suicide campaign like that would be if whatever I sought was something worth dying of. Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicily?
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never...
Speaking of youthful guilt...
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my legs.
Halt! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain's orders. Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle, the Source Hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognise you right away. Please tell me. You can see security's tighter than ever around here since that surprise attack the orcs did on a fortnight ago. They did enough damage to shake up Ahu and Captain Aureus something fierce. We can only hope to hold back the undead and these left-field orc attacks long enough for reinforcements to arrive. I don't think you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. Also, a party of 1 or 2 runs the risk of being outflanked and outnumbered. I'll bring some backup if I were you. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure? I certainly hope...
Can't have gotten far. That tone,
Which of you is more
soothing the
deserving of
corpse's
life?
troubled mind. Can't have gotten far. But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by %... Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly... No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps it was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicily of late. Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest... She claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself.
So, which of you is more deserving?
Well,
of life?
she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from... Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor
terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know. I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter. To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Inexplicable magic. So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case. Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant. I'm sorry. I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing. But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation. But perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I. What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business. Before he fell, thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away. Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family. Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith. The Immaculates, they call themselves. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the... But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously. You are? I thank you a million.
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
What's taking Tenderfoot so long?
Yes. Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen... Boris it is? Yes. I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart...
Thank the Seven.
No! This is highly abnormal. What is this? Lightning! What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible! 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 By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious! Oh, yes, proper introductions. Zixax the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was, and is, and hopefully all that is to be. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3. How you got here, though? That's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow. What am I doing here? Tell me, friend. When I mentioned that this place is the end of time, did your heart quicken and your stomach drop? If not, they should have. Time ought to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
You know, I think that imp might be quite mad.
Then we'd better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal! It's... The portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long, dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After you, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, alight! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we're after you. You first.